big welcome back, and today we're going to be doing a scripture slam where I discuss one Bible verse in 3 minutes. The verse that I've chosen to have a look at today is actually from the book of Daniel, chapter 12 verse 3, which says, "Those who are wise will shine as bright as the sky." And if you guys don't know me, I'm a sucker for metaphors, so this is right up my street, but we're really going to unpack and really almost listen to this verse and what it has to say about us living as Christians in the wider world. Before we dive in straight into the verse, I think we need to understand a bit about the context of the book of Daniel. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Daniel, he's a very, very, very famous prophet in the Old Testament, and he's actually from royal blood. And he was actually taken as a teenager from his homeland to the kingdom of Babylon when Jerusalem was under siege. And I think the interesting thing about this is that the Babylonian king had actually asked for all the young, able and good-looking men from the house of Judah to be taken to his palace, to be taught the literature and culture of the Babylonians, and then to enter royal service after 3 years. Now, whilst this might seem pretty tame for somebody who's going to take over an empire, there was an ulterior motive. The king actually wanted to indoctrinate the young new generation of Jews to become ambassadors of Babylon. Essentially, he was trying to sort of ethnically cleanse their culture, sort of wheedle out the way God had set the Jews to live apart from the other pagan nations. But the funny thing was, Daniel did not fall for anything. He was incredibly wisdom-filled. He leant into God's presence. He stopped himself from being totally submerged into Babylonian culture, even though he was given positions of high authority during that time. And I think we can really apply this when we look at the verse again to our lives at university particularly, and any other similar situations you guys might be facing. Let's have a look at this verse again. It says, "Those who are wise will shine as bright as the sky." Now, the bit where it says they will shine as bright as the sky means that if somebody's shiny, they are distinctly different from the darkness around them. So when we apply this back into the context of the book, Daniel was so wisdom-filled and so filled with God's presence that he was different in the place of darkness. My question is for you guys and for myself is, how can we be wisdom-filled and how can we be distinct from the culture that is around us? How can we be like Daniel's in university or other situations? I recommend, if you've just started going to uni now, I think the book of Daniel is such a good place to start. I'm not saying university is full of really horrid bad things, because there's great things here too, but sometimes the culture of university, like drinking, sex, smoking, drugs, etc., can often shadow us and can make us feel a little bit like, oh, where do I go with this? So I really, really, really implore you guys to look at the book of Daniel, to pray over it, to really spend time with God in this time, and to help you be in university and honestly enjoy university, but to be distinct and to be different and to own the fact that you are different from the culture around you. Okay, so that's it, guys. Please give me a like, a share and a subscribe. I love you guys lots, and I'll see you next week. Bye.